Greetings, fellow Earthlings. All right, this is Dave with another episode of And Another Thing with Dave. I want to give a greetings to our new listeners throughout the world. We've got some people listening from all over, and I'm very excited. And I want to just break down why I say in my greetings, fellow Earthlings, because we are all Earthlings. We're all in this together, clinging to this rock that is hurling through space at a phenomenal rate of speed, and it's pretty amazing that we're even here alive, clinging to this little rock we call Earth. So, with that, I would like to welcome our listeners from Pakistan, Germany, Denmark, Portugal, New Zealand, France, Brazil, Sweden, Bangladesh, Norway, Netherlands, Singapore, Greece, Mexico, the Cayman Islands, and more. Much love, much gratitude for all you people tuning in. This podcast is kind of going to be a little public service about audio quality and how to increase your audio quality as a podcaster or audiophile or musician, and why. There's a thing called audio fatigue. And this is a physical phenomenon that happens to people's ears when sound quality is poor. So you don't want to hurt your listeners' ears. So we're going to get into some basic rules of how you can avoid doing that. Number one, don't use Bluetooth. And invest in some things. I'll get into that in a little bit. But the reason I got started down this road is my love of audio. I was born into a family that loved music. Music was always a huge part of our lives. We always had music going. We would take turns putting records on. So I never remember a time in my life without music. So audio has always been very important to me. Turns out one of my relatives invented the microphone. Sir David Edward Hughes. I believe he's my great uncle. 5 greats. Back in the 90s, I sang in bands. I also ended up studying audio engineering in San Francisco at San Francisco State University and became fascinated with the process of not only recording audio, but processing audio and helping other people capture their audio. I got into it originally because I was in a band and I wanted to improve my own sound quality, but then I fell in love with the process and realized that I could have just as much enjoyment helping somebody else as I could being on stage or in front of the microphone myself. And then I got into studying voiceover, and I'm currently an aspiring voiceover artist. If anybody needs any voice talent, please let me know. Yeah, but that's what led me down this journey of wanting to help people improve their sound quality, their audio game, ultimately helping listeners not feel pain. There's so many people who have really, really, really good content, but their sound quality is horrible. Either they're in a room that's really reflective, which is a big no-no, or they happen to be using Bluetooth gear, which comes in and out, which is super annoying, or maybe they have a guest or a co-host on their podcast who has Bluetooth gear, and it's coming in and out. So one person you can hear really well, and then the other person you can't hear so well. A real common problem with podcasting is that the levels will be different. And I think this is because people don't talk beforehand to adjust their personal volume levels so that they kind of match in the conversation. And that's important. Some basic rules for everybody. Don't use Bluetooth, whether it's microphones or headphones. It's basically a radio wave going through the air. So that signal's going to come and go, and it's going to be stronger and weaker at certain times. So you want something that plugs in directly. You don't have to go with an XLR microphone right off the gates, but they're very affordable now, and there's really no reason not to. The first step, really, you could get a $10 headset microphone, either on the internet. I got one at Best Buy, whatever, I'm not endorsed, but $10, it's a headset microphone, and that greatly improves your quality right out the gates. The next step up from that, obviously, is, also earbuds, like the Apple plug-in kind, work really well. They have a decent microphone, pretty good noise rejection, but then the next step up from that, is obviously to get a microphone. I do not recommend using USB microphones, although they are an affordable option. There are microphones with an XLR attachment that are just as cheap. So if you are going to go that route because you do not want to purchase an audio interface immediately out the gate, I understand if you want to get something that can go right into your computer. But get a combination microphone that is USB XLR. This way you have room for expansion and improvement in the future. And there are many audio interfaces that you can get for $200 or under right now, which will allow you to plug in a cell phone so you can do live streaming, live podcasting. They'll take multiple microphones so you can conduct an interview. And they also have, USB out to your computer so you can directly record to your computer through the audio interface, using it as a preamp just to increase your audio quality, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to give a little example of the difference in quality. I'm going to go ahead and then put a clip in here of me talking just directly through my cell phone, and then also through that $10 headset, the Insignia $10 headset that I got at Best Buy, just for an audio example. Audio test number 1. This is recording right into my cell phone's microphone with no external microphone or headphones. Okay, this is audio test number 2. This is recording using a $10 headset microphone from Best Buy. Okay, and lastly, this is my voice going through an XLR microphone into an audio interface, then into my computer with no editing, just raw. You can get a great microphone for $75 now. The one I'm talking through, $75. The interface I'm using was a couple $100. My whole setup is like $300. So, it's not really as inaccessible as it was in past years. So very, very affordable nowadays. But you don't have to go out the gates with that. You could just start with some good plug-in headphones with a built-in microphone or a good headset, and you can get a headset for anywhere from $10 to $50. Then you want to think about the space that you're in, right? You don't want a space with a lot of reflective surfaces, hard surfaces. Tile floor is especially bad. Sound waves bounce off of hard surfaces. So you want to be in a room, and if you are in a room with hard surfaces, you can fix that. Just cover things, get some foam, get some carpet, throw rugs, put up curtains or drapes. All those things help immensely. So there's many, many things you can do. But, I don't want to go on and on about this, but I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. So thrilled to have listeners from throughout the world. I want to protect people's ears and help people up their audio game. So I recently started a new business called Pimp Yo Podcast. And I'm doing graphic design for people's podcasts to help with branding. I'm also doing voiceover for intro. And I'm also doing music creation. So if you need an intro or an outro for your podcast, something like this, I am your guy. Here's something I wrote right here. So catchy little things like that for an intro or an outro, and I can even add voiceover to it if you like. And then also graphic design to help with your branding. So let me know if I can be of assistance. You can hit me up on Instagram, and another thing with Dave on Instagram. Shoot me a message. Once again, thanks for tuning in. So thrilled to be reaching so many people from so many places. Much love, people, and have a blessed day. Much love, everybody.